My name is Jeanette Diaz, and I'm working for the Pinellas County Housing Authority. I'm about to do an initial inspection on a one-bedroom and a low-rise. So as we're walking, we're checking out the sidewalks, make sure that there are no tripping hazards. We're checking to make sure that there are no cracks on the foundation. We're making sure that all the sidewalks are complete. We're going to check the stairs on the way up, make sure that the railings aren't loose, so if you can follow me. We're checking for the stairs to make sure there's no cracks, it's not moving, so no one injures themselves. This unit's on the second floor, so we're checking the railing. The railing's good. We're going to check the fire extinguisher.
Sorry, too bad. I apologize.
Which, if you want to get close up, you could see it's dated December 2012, so that means they have to December of 2013 to re-examine them. Again, checking the railings. And this is unit 209. Okay, so once in the unit, we're going to check to make sure that the locks are working. Make sure that all these are in there. If there's a space or anything, they need to provide a blank for them because you don't want anybody sticking anything in there. I'm going to check the fan top and the light. Probably needs a light bulb. There you go. So that's working. I'm going to test the stove, and it's a gas stove. That's working. And we want to make sure all the parts are in there. We want to make sure it's clean, it's legible. If you have the electric ones that require drip pans, you would need the drip pans in place. You want to make sure that the knobs have the positions where they're for, it's legible. You have your kitchen sink, so I'm just going to turn on the hot water, make sure that hot water is coming through, and it already is. At the same time, you can look underneath the cabinets to see if there's any dripping, to see if the bottom board needs to be replaced, if it's been damaged, to see if there's anything crawling around in there. In case you have some kind of infestation, you want to make sure that around the pipes is filled in properly where there's no spacing. If you want to come up close, you can see that. Right around the pipes, they already have it filled in, so there's no open holes. We're going to check the refrigerator. Make sure it's cold. It's going to be at least 34 degrees in the refrigerator. It's working. Make sure all the parts are in. There's nothing sharp sticking out. Make sure there's no rust, it's in good condition. What? We're also checking for the gaskets to make sure that they're not broken, they're not rotted in any way. There's nothing stuck on there, so this one's in very good condition. As you can see, it's not open or anything. So we have a GFCI here, but they have something plugged in. I don't want to unplug it. Should I unplug it? Okay, so this outlet, because it's by a sink, anything by a sink should be GFCI protected. What we'll do is we'll put the tester in. It's wired correctly. If you push the button, it should go off, which it just did. Means it's working. You can push it back in to get it started again. We're going to check the cabinets to make sure that there are no holes, there's no infestations, there's no water leaks around the ceiling from above. These are fine. Now above me we have the AC. That's where the filter's at, so the filters have to be changed and new. This one looks like it's new. So now we're headed into the bedroom. We're going to check the doors. They have new doorknobs, so that's fine. The door's in good condition. We're looking at the ceiling, make sure that there are no water damage. It looks like they previously had one here that they've already fixed. And usually that comes from the unit above or the rooftop. This one, 1, 2, 3, has 5 outlets. So we'll test them with 5. They're all testing fine. Also behind the doors, especially if you have multiple rooms or units with children, they have door stoppers that'll prevent the doorknob from going through the wall on a regular basis. This one has a closet. You got to make sure that the closets have a rack to hang up clothes. This one does on this side and it does on this side. They also have cabinets and drawers. Again, we're checking to make sure that there are no damages, no holes leaking. They have a small crack. It looks like they've repaired before. We'll get them to take a look at that. We can head into the bathroom and then we'll do the balcony. Now the bathrooms, if you don't have a window for ventilation, they have to have a fan. So the fan has to be working. They also have AC coming in. Then check the water faucet. You also want to make sure it's not loose, it's not rusted. Make sure that the sink has a stopper in it. Also, the tub would need a stopper. Let me check over here first. Again, we're checking underneath to make sure there's no infestations, there's no water leak or water damage, and the pipes are not leaking, and around the pipes they have filled in with foam or any kind of stuff that they want to use. We're also going to check to make sure the toilet's flushing properly. Make sure it's in good condition. And it is. Want to check underneath to make sure there are no holes. You also want to shake it to make sure that it's stable to the ground. Sometimes they're loose and they have to tighten them up. You want to make sure that the back part is not broken and that it fits that particular toilet. So the flush should be okay with that one. Then we're going to check the shower. We want to make sure the shower has a stopper. Let's see if we can get this going. So you want to make sure the shower's working, the tub's working, all the parts are in place and not rusted. You want to make sure up here it's secure to the wall. There are no open holes. And that shows that that's working fine as for the shower. And the hot water came up right away. You want to make sure that there's no water damage up above. And it doesn't look like there is any. Now this particular room has a slider. So you want to make sure the slider has the guide for it so it can glide nicely. It's got the screen so that you don't get any mosquitoes or anything. We're going to check the locks are secure. We're looking at the frame. The frame is fine. We're going to check the railing. The railing is nice and tight. I don't see any damages. They're stable at the bottom. And everything's stable above. Make sure that it locks properly. Also with this particular unit, all utilities are included, and the boiler and chiller system is controlled downstairs. So that'll take care of the hot water and the air that's coming through the central system. There's no water heater, it's a boiler. So that's it for this unit. Do you want to go? So what we're going to do is we're going to check the community pool, and we're going to check to make sure the gates have safety locks, and if they have any outlets, they are GFCI. So right here it's got a safety lock. So if there's any kids, they can't get in. We're just going to take a walk around the pool and see if we see any outlets. And as you can see, there's one here. It's got the cover and it's GFCI protected. You can see the buttons. Let me get my tester. And that's working fine. And as far as now, well, the unit has passed inspection.